but there is an ether that actually controls the propagation characteristics of the light. And when you have two lights going in different directions and you rotate that device, it literally will create an interference pattern that gives you super precision movement detection, right? So, and again, like I said, they use this in navigation today. And this is one of the biggest things that even though they use it for aircraft and stuff like that, they want to tell you that it doesn't work at all because the ether doesn't exist, which of course is patently absurd. So
that is so fascinating. I know what the gyroscope is, but for some reason, my brain didn't connect. That's how it works, and that's so interesting.
Yeah, and now it's a fiber optic or a ring laser gyroscope. It's not the traditional mechanical gyroscope, which works off of inertia. But yeah, these are something different. Yeah, you have to look that up, but it's fascinating. So I got the big idea that I really want to see, what the fiber optic gyro does in the presence of an orgone generator, and I'll bet it's going to be profound.
Yes, okay, I'm going to look into that.
So do you think it's fair to say then that everybody is a Rife machine on several levels?
Sort of. Yeah, I would agree with that because we're all capable of putting out those frequencies, especially in love. When you put out high vibrational frequencies, love, caring, compassion, literally these things manifest into the most beautiful cymatic patterns, and they are very, very conducive to healing and good feeling and good attitude and things like that. So yeah, I'd say for sure.
No, just think about some of the ancient epics, like the people who in India, you get some temples that have cymatic patterns literally in the ceilings, and they have these columns that actually have musical tones when you hit them. They emulate instruments somehow, so they mastered this kind of resonance on actually putting it on stone, which is pretty amazing. But in the epics, you read that when they're having wars, and people are getting hit with hundreds of hits with arrows and so on, overnight they're able to heal with whatever medicine they're having. They don't describe it very, very well, but it has a lot to do, definitely a lot to do with mantras, because they're able to at least in those stories, able to conjure manifestations of weather and phenomena like earthquakes and things like this that we see in some of these films nowadays.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. And somebody in the chat, Kareem Go 3D, says Globebusters, same happens with water crystals too. And of course, what he's talking about there is, if you guys are familiar with the work of Dr. Masaru Emoto, who basically did these crazy water experiments where he would put water in a beaker and then project thoughts of love, compassion, and then hate, terrible, awful things, and then he would flash freeze these crystals, and the ones that were subjected to the thoughts of love and compassion and stuff like that formed the most beautiful crystals when they were flash frozen, and then the ones that were subjected to things like I hate you, even just writing the words I hate you on a piece of paper and taping it on those beakers would actually cause them to freeze in this really ugly pattern. It really was. It's absolutely crazy. So again, when you start studying this, well, yeah, and the Rice experiment, which, I think Jaron did it. Yeah, Jaron did the Rice experiment. I've done the Rice experiment. Zach tried to do the Rice experiment, but he's just too nice. He couldn't be mean to it.
Anybody that does that.
The Rice experiment, you guys, now think about this. It's mold, right? So when you looked at it, it was mold growing in it, right, from fear. So check that out. Morgellons is partly a fungi thing. So Morgellons is like the scariest thing you could think of, right? So it's a fungi. It's a self-replicating nanotechnology, but it's mixed with a type of fungus